welcome. In this lecture, we are going to talking about the variables and its assignment, and we can also see the multiple type of assignments of the variable. A variable is nothing but a programming element that is used for defining or storing and performing operations on the input data. The Python variables are of the four different types. The first one is integer, long integer, float, and the string. Integers are used for defining the numeric values along the integers, and long integers are used for defining the integers with a bigger length than a normal integer. Float are using for defining the decimals values, and strings are using to define characters. A variable is a memory addresses that can change, which means that let's see. Here we have a box. You have the value which is a is equal to 4. You want to store this values into that box right here. So you have to add this value. In some point you realize that you are adding this values means that you want to change this values right here. So simply remove this value from this variable and assign a new value right here which is a is equal to 5. So this box will contain the value here is 5. Don't confuse it here. So our variables is a memory address only that can change, and when the memory address cannot change, then that variable is known as the constant. We'll study about the constant in next upcoming lectures. Variable is a name of a memory locations where the data is stored. Once a variable is stored, the space is allocated in the memory, which means that if we store 5 inside this box, so some memory will be located in box with value of 5. It defines a variable using combinations of numbers, letters, and underscore characters as well. I just tell you that we have the several different types of variables where you can see that we have, let's suppose, integer type, float type, long integer type, and the characters. Let's just see how. Firstly, we have to see simple variables, and we will declare a simple variables right here. Let's see that. Firstly, you have to write your variable name. Let's suppose this is your name right here, which is equal to empty string. We will move through this. So this is your first variable. In the first line, you have seen that this is your name, which is the definitions of the variables with the name of your name, which have no data type yet. I will discuss about that later in this lecture. So here you can see that we have the variable name which is your name, which was assigned to a empty string right here. It is just blank empty text right here inverted into the inverted double commas right here. Hope so you understand now that how we can declare the empty string right here. Here you can see that firstly you can see your name as a variable. Then here you can see that you can find is equal to sign right here, which is the assignment operator. We will learn about that in the assignments operator lecture, but just make a concept right here. Then here you can see that this is just an empty string right here where you can find the empty text. Hope so you understand now. Now here you can see that your name here is I just defined Python. So as you can see here, I just assign the value to that variable which is a character type. You may say that this is a string right here, which is the name of Python right here. Then here you can see I have to define that, let's suppose a which is equal to 10. Then here you can see that b which is equal to 2.0. Hope so you understand now. And then you can see that I just write c which is equal to, I just write 255. Here you can see that I'm just not using any of the data types right here with Python variables, just because of if you are working with a C++, Java programming language, so that is mandatory at that programming language. But in Python, you don't have to declare any of the data type with your variable. Let's just see if you are working or if you are declaring the integer type data type here with a is equal to, or here is write d which is equal to 20. As you can see, that is generating an error right here, just because of Python don't need by default as the data type of your variable. That will take, if you are writing like 10, so that will take by default as an integer. If you are writing 2.0, then this will by default take that as the float point number, and if you are working with a string, so that will by default take as the string right here. I just remove this, and here you can see that I just get the print output of that. Firstly, I will get the result of your name. Then I have to write print the value of a. Then I have to write the print value of b. Then here you can see that this is the value of c right here. Now, as you can see, I'm just going to run this code right now, which is, you can see that shift and F10. So firstly, you can see that, so sorry for that, this is my old code where I'm just running to you guys. Now here you can see that this is just a variable. As you can see, firstly that will print me for the Python. Then this is a which is equal to 10, which is the integer type variable. Then here we have the value of float point numbers, which is a decimal point number, which is 2.0 right here. And at the last, you can see that this is a long integer. So this is one way you can assign your variable. Now we want to move through the multiple variables assignment. How we can do it? Let's just see here. I'm just writing, let's suppose the value of a which is equal to the value of b which is equal to the value of c which is equal to, and the value of d which is equal to 10. Okay, let's suppose if you are working with a Python programming language and you want to reduce your programming efforts, let's suppose we have the a variable which is the value of 10, then we have the b variable which is a value of 10, then we have this variable c which is also value of 10, and variable d which is also a value of 10 right here. Here you can see that if you are declaring a multiple assignment variable, so this is a single assignment variable. Okay, if you are working with a multiple assignment variable to the same value right here, so you have to write the program, or you have to write your code like this. Hope so you understand now. This is a single value to a multiple variables right here. Now here you can see that. So how you can see that this is reducing your programming effort right here. Now let's just see, we are defining some of the different values to the multiple variables. Now I just write a, b, c and d, which is equal to, here you can see that I have to write 10, 20, 30 and 40. Hope so you understand now. Or here you can see that you have to write 2.2, then here you can write that 255, and here you can see that you have to write that this is just you can say that this is a Python as a string. So you can see here these are the different variables with a different values, like this is integer, then float, then this is a long integer, and this is a character type. Now here you can see that I have to write print function, and here I have to get the value of a right here and the value of b right here. I just take two variables output right here. Okay, now I just run this code, and you can see that that will get the value of 10 and 2.2 as well. Okay, now here you can see that you have to write that value of c and the value of d as well. So you will find that the output here is 10, 2.2, 255 and the character as the Python right here. So this is how you can declare, or this is how you can define and assign the value to the variable. There are some key concepts that you have to follow when you are working with your variables. That Python does not have a specified command just to declare or create a variable. However, there are some rules that we need to keep in the mind while creating the Python variables. Number of a Python cannot start with a number. Sorry, a name of the variable cannot start with the number, which means that you cannot start the variable name like 1, 2, 3, which is equal to, and then you have to declare your variable. This is a wrong way. Then, variables names are just case sensitive, and that can contain the alphanumeric characters and the underscore characters as well. How you can see that? If you are declaring the variable of your name right here, so you can see here this is one step that I'm just creating to you guys, and you want to call this your name right here, but here I'm just writing that your underscore name right here. So you can see here meaning is same, but here you can see that this is the lowercase and this is the uppercase characters. So Python is a case sensitive programming language, so that will not take as uppercase right here. Reverse word cannot used in the Python, remember that. Then the Python variables are always assigned using the equal to sign following by the values, as you can see. Hope so you understand now. If you find any of the problem regarding to this lecture, please let me know, and thanks for watching this lecture.